recording it, and let's see. Audio's good. We got all the testing is working. Okay, great. Here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
I wanted to see what would happen if I got this wiener and launched it downrange in this giant slingshot and tried to slam the wiener into a wood target.
You're forbidden to leave your hotel room.
The morning stream. That's the bravest thing I've ever seen a vegetable do.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Monday, July 8th, 2024. Scott Johnson here, Brian Ibbott there.
Hello.
Hey.
I am here, and you are there.
About a month from Brian's birthday or so. A little shy of that, right?
Oh, about a week from Scott's, if we're going to play that game,
Yeah,
sir.
you wanna get picky about it. It's not very
far. What I'm
far.
going to get you.
Oh, don't worry about me at all. I need nothing in this world.
Oh, as if I haven't already started it. Come on now, silly. You big silly.
Yours is already done too. I've had it done for a month.
I know. You said you were really excited about that one.
I really was. I got all jazzed about it and cranked on it, got it done early, and then I was like, okay, now what? Now I have it just waiting to ship. Well, anyway, it's good to see you all. We're here. We're back. It's a Monday. It's a new week. And, 4th of July happened. Everybody had their fun here in the States, I hope. We still have the 24th here, which is a statehood Pioneer Day thing where we have more fireworks.
Right.
So
yeah, it's basically hey, remember all those extra fireworks you bought that you didn't illegally shoot off on the 4th? Well, you can shoot them off later this month. Don't worry, folks.
Yeah, can't wait for that. But I got to tell you a funny story about that happened.
Yeah.
We were at my sister's all day at the pool, and it was very nice. Kim made tacos, traditional 4th of July food, tacos.
Right. Oh my gosh. 4th of July, synonymous with tacos.
Yeah.
With the folded Mexican. Is it a sandwich?
And now we can get down. We can go down that path.
Let's not start that rabbit hole.
It was really good, but we could have had burgers and stuff, I suppose. But she decided to go tacos. And on Cinco de Mayo, maybe we'll do burgers and hot dogs. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Sure.
Come the next time there is one of those. But anyway,
really messed things up. Yeah.
It was really fun. We were splashing around, having a good time. My brother-in-law Ken bought these cool. They're almost like movies that feature a lot of underwater stuff, like The Abyss or things like that. It seems like everybody in those movies has some kind of little personal propelled thing. You grip it.
Oh,
you pull the triggers,
it's almost like
and
a little drone kind of thing that you just hold on to, and it pulls you through the water.
Yeah, and he bought 2 of these so that the kids could use them. The adults did too. I did. It was great. But he bought a couple of these things. They're just small, and you charge them, just USB-C charge them, and you take them out in the pool. And they have surprising amounts of thrust and torque, and just zipping around the pool like a weirdo in this thing, And I'm wearing my hat because I don't like to get sunburned, because you can get the skin cancer, and I don't want that. Yep. So I'm flying around in this thing, and it was awesome. So we're having all kinds of fun like that, and people are jumping off diving boards. And I forgot Nick can do like a freaking backflip in the
Oh, really? Wow.
Forgot he could even do that. But babies are there. Everyone's having a good time. So we're thinking, all right, this is really what the 4th is about. Nice and hot, breezy, beautiful day, great food, good company, blah, blah, blah. And then we go home and we think, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to try to see something? You want to see a drone show? Do we want to go to the fireworks? What do we want to do? And we're like, you know what we'll do? We'll do the easy thing. We go over to the ridge near us that looks over the entire valley, and we'll just see the whole valley popping off. That's how we'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we do this.
That's the way to do it.
We go over there, and like last year, we find a strip that is not populated with a bunch of dummies of grass. And it's kind of there's the curb, there's this grass strip, and then there's a path, and then there's a bunch of weeds, and then there's a park down below that. We want to be up high, so we just take a strip of grass, lay out a couple of blankets, got snacks, It's
nice,
me, Kim, Carter, and Alicia are all there.
Cool.
And we're waiting. Cool. We're waiting for the deal to begin, and it's starting to get dark, and things are just starting to, light up a little bit out there. You're seeing people launch stuff. And while I'm just sitting there chilling, all of a sudden you hear this sound that goes.
Oh no, Jason Voorhees was coming to get you. Wait.
I wish. I would have been. I would have been less wet, and it would have put me out of my misery because the sprinklers go on. Now that's fine. They had them. That's a weird time to schedule it, but whatever. It was going off at like 9:00 at night on 4th of July. I get up. I think it feels on purpose because it's just the strip we're on, and it's not on purpose. There's nobody anywhere in a window that can do that with a button.
It's not it's not somebody's property. Like you're not on somebody's lawn where they could just go and flick a switch. You're on like a open space park, edge of a park kind of thing.
Yeah, and those guys they're all automated. It's still a strange time to have them go off, but whatever, it's fine. And last year they didn't go off at all. So
boy, those dummies who weren't on that unoccupied swath of land.
I know they're all crowded over there in the park area, and we're like, well, we're going to avoid that crowd.
Yeah, nice and dry.
But now they're dry. They might be crowded, but they're dry. But anyway, so this thing starts kicking off, and we of course spaz out to get out of the way of the water and all that.
Yeah.
This is the only bad part. That stuff just a funny, haha, you guys got wet, dummies, haha, whatever. It's a hot summer night, who cares?
Right. You were just at the pool anyway, obviously in clothes that were made for the pool, but
the problem is this is secondary non-potable water.
Oh, like gray water kind of stuff. Or I guess maybe not gray water, but it's
what do they call that?
Right. It's
secondary.
I think non-potable water is a good example of that. It's like the stuff that the city uses to water open spaces that aren't. Yeah.
So it's not sewer water.
Sewage,
no. It's usually stuff they either collect through rain collection or they get it off local lakes or ponds or reservoirs or something like that.
Right.
And in this case, we have a lake, so this is literally water off the lake or the runoff from the lake. And that's normally fine, but I think the geese are having a moment this year of real reproduction excitement.
Oh, really? Okay.
And the water that came out of these sprinklers and got on us was the most eggy, nasty smell.
Ooh, like the sulfury eggy smell?
Yeah, like a big fart, geez. Like a room full of hot farts, as Veronica would say.
Yeah,
it's really bad. And so it got on our clothes, and for the rest of the night, we smelled like stinky eggs.
Oof.
Yeah. It was great. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy 4th of July.
Another thing that's synonymous with the 4th of July. Tacos and smelling of eggs.
Yeah. Did you guys do anything for the 4th specifically?
We did. Yeah. We went to, so we've got a friend, Mike and Bridget, who live in the highest part of Arvada. Like there's a mountain called, I think, Hackberry Hill. It used to be a makeout spot back in high school. Now they put a church. They basically put a church right on the spot that we always used to drive to overlook the city and make out.
Love that.
Yeah, really, really nice. Thanks a lot, church.
Yeah, that's like it's like building your holy site on an ancient Indian burial ground.
It really is. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but they live a little ways away from that, but still in that high point where we got on their roof, and same kind of thing, man. We were sitting up there, and we could see not just all of Arvada, but downtown. We could see the Coors Field where the Rockies were having their fireworks display. We had we could see like the edge of Littleton, Red Rocks, Golden, basically. Again, seeing what you're seeing, right, with like all the different fireworks displays. There was one stretch of it where I could not figure out, like one stretch of the horizon, and obviously because of the way we're looking, we're on that level, and we're looking. Kind of like how constellations look a certain way to us from here, but if you were to fly in space, they'd be all spread apart and in different places and that sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. It looked like just a row, like there was just a row of fireworks displays all going off right next to each other, like.
Oh my gosh!
Like all just right in a line. I took video of it. I need to post it.
Oh, you should. This is the only time I want to see people's firework videos. Is something like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like this little stretch where it just felt like, how is anybody watching one of these when there's like 8 of these going on, where they could be looking in all directions trying to see this thing. So yeah, I'll throw that up on Threads or in the Tadpole Facebook group or something like that. But It was great. We had a really good time up there. Played something called lawn golf, which is you basically have a plastic chipping wedge club. It's still pretty heavy. I mean, it's a solid plastic thing at the end and a metal bar.
Kind of ball.
You could hurt someone with it. Something that's a little bit somewhere between a wiffle ball and a hard plastic bocce ball. right?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
you put up these expandable rings. This whole thing compresses down just beautifully into like a duffel bag, but you put up these little expandable rings and flags, and then they're all numbered, and you do basically go all around the entire yard, and it's like, oh, 5 is way over there. Okay, chip, bonk. Oh, I'm going to go off the roof of the house. Tip, tip, bonk. And then, you're basically playing off of it.
That's great.
It was great. It was a really good time. Had a blast. Made some drinks. These guys have made some. Guess what? Al Pastor taco filling and refried beans and chopped up red onion and shredded cheese and some little sprinkly cojita cheese and all that stuff.
That's great. You guys went full Mexican too. That's
full
awesome.
Mexican as well. Yeah. Bridget, Mike and Bridget doing the full on thing. But oh my God, so many dogs running around. It was great. It was such a good time.
Yeah. It's been nonstop fireworks here for the last 2 weeks because people, are idiots and do them before, during, and after.
Yes.
And we'll be doing it all the way till the end of July.
And they'll continue through the entirety of July, I'm sure.
Yeah, because the 24th, we can't, they do it all over again. So the dogs, while they don't freak out, they are skittish,
Oh, that's a bummer. I hate that. Yeah.
Not too bad, like freaking out, shaking or anything, but they're all just a little bit like, the hell's going on here? What's the deal here? They say to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll all work out in the end.
Things.
Quick note about I want to hear about the Fan Expo, but before we get there, a reminder that the folks at home who have not gone and grabbed a bunch of really, really ridiculously on sale merch items from the Frog Pants store, now is your time to get over there and get that done, because stuff's selling out. Some of the best ones are gone, but there's still stuff left. So head on over to frogpants.com/store, and everything's stupid cheap right now. And we've given Taylor so much to do to ship all this stuff out, but she's willingly happy to do it because we want to make sure you guys get your stuff. So anyway, get over there and check it out, frogpants.com/store. The big 4th of July sale continues, at least for the next couple of days. And then all that stuff shipping this week, so we're very excited about it. All right, cool. Brian, tell me all about the Denver Fan Expo that you went to. And not only went to, you starred in this thing, right?
Starred. I was in a trivia panel on Saturday, thanks to A&TP winner David Luzader. Who did he beat? I can't remember. I don't know.Maybe somebody we'll talk to later on in the show. But David Luzader, who now lives in Denver. Can't remember where he was when he went through America's Next Top Podcaster, but he lives in Denver now. He's a teacher. And because he's, it's a summer break and he's not teaching, he's working on this game show that he's going to be doing regularly at a bar downtown, monthly at a bar downtown. And it's called As Seen on TV. And it's a very cool TV themed trivia game show all about TV. And the funny part is it's not on TV. It's a live game. So pretty soon you'll be able to go to a bar and play this in person. 3 contestants, so it's not like bar trivia where everybody in the room is competing. You've actually got 3 contestants playing on stage, but you've got a lot of audience interaction. They helped out a lot, and we'll talk about that. But they put me up there against Gray. Oh, what is their name? Gray.
Oh, was this like a celebrity dude? Somebody?
It was a woman. Well, her pronouns are they. She's a cosplayer, and she was dressed as Vash from not Star Trek, but from, I guess, Last Airbender, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Is there a Vash or a Vash?
I don't know. Carter would know that.
Somebody would know that.
Yeah.
And I don't know their full name, but I think they're on Instagram as Gray Clouds. And then an improv dude. And we were having a blast up there. I mean, basically the point was more to be entertaining than to be accurate or play the game show or that sort of thing. However, it must be Vash the Stampede. A lot of people know this one. Okay. That I'm sure that's who they were cosplaying as. So the trivia questions, first round was, I think, just kind of your buzz in, and it was the first question was a stumper. Let's see how you do with it. What is the first North American sci-fi TV series to last past 7 seasons?
I don't think I know this. Past 7?
Past 7.
Oh, Star Trek was
And
always 7.
Right.
Or
Next
less.
Generation was only 7. And after waiting a while, I was like, well, I'm wondering if, they counted something extra. So I did buzz in and guess TNG, even though I knew it was wrong.
I can't think of it.
It's not Stargate. It's not. not SG-1.
90s? Is it limited to a decade or no?
It's not limited. What was the first? What was the very first North American sci-fi TV series to last past 7 decades? So
Was it?
I will tell you if you want me to tell you. It's in the 90s. Yeah.
It is in the 90s. Okay, hold on. Let me try this. Now I feel the challenge is creeping up on me here.
Sure. That's a good hint to tell you that it
90s.
90s.
Okay, it's DS9 was 7 seasons, so that doesn't count. Even Voyager was 7. Oh my gosh, it wasn't Babylon 5, I'll say.
No, that's a good guess. And finally, one person, the Tadpole got it. Incredible Sausage got it. The X-Files was the first sci-fi TV show to make it past 7 seasons. Made 10 seasons, and then of course that bonus season we got a few years ago, and a couple spinoffs, right? Millennium and the Lone Gunman.
Oh right, neither lasted long.
Yeah.
Although I guess
No.
Millennium got longer, had a longer lasting thing than Lone
A little
Gunman.
bit longer than Lone Gunman,
Yeah.
yeah. But then there were questions like, I guess it was just kind of your basic trivia questions in that first part. Which character has had a speaking part on every single episode of The Simpsons? I buzzed in with that one as Homer Simpson. I think even we had talked about it on the show.
Right.
But second round was he shows us a photo of a spaceship from a TV show, and we have to name the ship and the captain. And of course, got the very first one was exactly the one you'd expect: Serenity, Captain Mal Reynolds. Had the Planet Express ship with Tarangalila. Had Battlestar Galactica with Admiral Adama. They showed the Farscape ship. I had absolutely no idea what that was called. They showed.
I love Farscape, but I don't remember the name of the ship either, and it's completely lost on me. I don't remember that.
Cowboy Bebop, no idea.
Yeah.
And then the third was a write-in round where he would show you somebody's name tag with their actual name on it, and then you would say, "Oh, that character's better known as blah blah blah." So Arthur Fonzarelli was the easy gimme kind of to get us in the mood. So of course, Fonzie or the Fonz.
Sure.
But then you had like James Ford. It's like, okay, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
That's Sawyer on Lost. You had I can't even remember the guy's full name. The part that is the trigger for me is Terwilliger. Does that do anything?
Terwilliger. Oh, what is that?
Something Terwilliger the Third is the full name. And don't look at the tadpole.
I won't. Is that a Terwilliger? It's starting to sound weird.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer. Shit. This is why I would do bad on stage for trivia.
Robert Underdunk Terwilliger Jr. There you go. PhD. Is the full name.
Sideshow Bob.
That's exactly right. Sideshow Bob. Yep.
Jeez.
I got that one to a full room of applause, by the way.
That's really good. That's hard. I wouldn't have been able to do it under pressure. I barely could do it here.
Yeah. Jane Hopper. How about that one?
Jane Hopper.
Yeah. I felt stupid for missing this one.
So you missed this one? You still
I
rocked.
did miss
You
this
destroyed everybody, though, right? You won.
I did. The final score was 24-9-5.
Jane Hopper? Jane Hopper. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Well, here's a hint. She loves Eggo waffles.
She loves Eggos. Oh, well, no, the girl, the Stranger Things.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Jane. Her name's Jane Hopper.
Jane Hopper, yeah.
In the show, her name is Jane Hopper.
Her name is Jane Hopper.
I've seen season 1, and I think they just called her 11 in there. I've never seen the rest of that show.
They did. They only called her 11, but then we found out her real name was Jane, and then she got adopted by what's his face, Hopper.
Okay. Kevin Spacey in Bug's Life. Got
it. Right. Yeah, Jane Ives was her birth name. Anyway, so rocked through that one. Then the final question was a list of character names. At the top, it said name the team and then name their names within that team.
Okay.
And I started looking through the list. I'm like, I don't know, Zach, Kimberly. I don't know any of these things. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Kimberly. That's a Pink Ranger.
That's a Power Ranger, yeah.
Yeah, because I was originally thinking, oh, Zach, okay, this maybe is some Saved by the Bell thing, but that's not terribly sci-fi. So, I went through the list. I said, all right, Power Rangers at the top. Kimberly, I remember, was pink. Because they were racist, the woman with the Asian-sounding name, Trini, I think, was yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I think this dude was the Black Ranger. Here's the green one, blue one.
Yep.
Of the 6, I got 4 of them. I flip-flopped, I think, green and blue or something. But
Amy Jo, what was her name? The Pink Ranger? Amy, we just talked about her.
Oh,
on
the
some-
actress?
Yeah, I had the biggest crush on her.
Yeah, well, who didn't back in the day?
Amy
but
Jo
I'll tell you this.
Johnson?
How many episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has Brian ever seen?
I'm going to guess 0. Yeah.
Big fat 0.
It doesn't seem like
Absolutely
you're
none.
not really your jam. I would
That
think.
never was like I was too. It came after I would have been watching that and too early for Tristan for me to watch it with him, like for him to watch it and for me to watch it with him. So.
Oh, Amy Jo Johnson. She has my last name. You're right, chat room.
Oh, it's really funny.
How did I forget
Amy
that?
Jo Johnson.
She's roughly like 6 months older than me is all. Or younger.
Oh, really?
Younger,
Wow.
rather, sorry.
Okay.
She's roughly my age. So when I had a crush on her, it was appropriate. Okay.
It was an age appropriate crush.
That's
yes,
right.
absolutely.
That's right.
Well, we wandered through. I bought a few things. Oh, there was a place. There was a bunch of comic book shops, right? That we went through the vendor area, and a bunch of comic book shops and toy shops and things like that. I picked up a Spider-Man mystery box. I'll keychain, lanyard, a really nice, actually, a really soft Spider-Man throw, which I'm super excited about.
Nice.
But then there was a comic book shop that was having a sale on graphic novels, like an entire huge bookshelf, 6 bookcases of these. And so I picked up a bunch of stuff on characters that I know nothing about, new Marvel characters that have been introduced since I've kind of shifted my focus to like, all right, Spider-Man, X-Men, big crossover things. So Arrow, Swordmaster, a few characters that have come out, more Young Avengers stuff because I don't know about it. So picked up some graphic novels, 5 graphic novels for $20, $4 each.
It's not bad.
So these $18 Marvel graphic novels.
That's great.
I never read any of the Hellfire Gala stuff from the X-Men, so I was like, oh, I'll pick that one up too. So
You're gonna read.
Incredible deal.
You'll probably read all that, right? You'll read those.
I will definitely read all that. Yeah, I've got them upstairs on the next to the couch where I sit and where Tina will watch her show and where I will read graphic
I
novels.
love those times. I love when Kim's got a thing I don't like, and then I can just sit there, either play a game or read a book or whatever. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best. It's like, hey, we're spending time together, but we're doing our own things.
Yep. When you guys are married for a real long time, it honestly, literally is one of the greatest things about being married
It
for a long
really
time.
is. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Speaking of Tina, in addition to being really worried about the size of the photograph, how it looked, this Marvel United multiverse game set that I was going to be receiving, once it arrived, it's like, oh, this isn't bad at all, right? It was. I put some photos up on Threads. The photo I saw, the one you guys saw, I thought this is like, oh my god, this is like massive. And then it arrives and it's like, no, they're not really Settlers of Catan boxes. They're like small pizza boxes, thicker than the small pizza boxes, but.
I'm going to find this real quick. Where did you end up? Where did you first put
it in Discord, if you in the Film Sack chat in Discord, or I put it on Threads as well.
Well, I'm in the Film Sack Discord, but I don't, for whatever reason, I thought you put the one that looked big in there too, and I don't see it.
I did scroll up to, it's up before all of our discussion,
Oh.
like all the photos.
Okay, here it is. Right before your lyrics were posted. There it is.
Right, yes. It was the
Okay,
last
so look
thing
at this
I-
chat. When we were all talking on Film Sack, we saw this, and first of all, we thought this was a floor or a deck, And so we thought,
right, exactly.
oh,
it looks
shit.
like a deck, yeah.
It looks
and
like
that looks like a massive stack. And if you imagine each of those boxes as being as big as like a Settlers of Catan box, it's like, oh my God, that looks like a massive set of games.
Yeah, it looks like Shaq could hide behind it. That's how big this looks, right?
Yeah.
And then Brian sends a picture relative to Tina. Whoops, where'd it go? There it is.
It's a lot less intimidating when you've got Tina sitting next to it, you know.
Yeah.
But we really thought, oh my God, it's gonna be, because I this is the third box of those Marvel United games that I've got, and I'm thinking this is going to be the last one. I can't think of any. They are so dipping into the well on characters. This one came with a Fin Fan Foom for Pete's sake.
Oh my gosh, no, that's a thing
Yeah,
barely anyone knows
deep
about.
Cut, yeah. Terrax the Terraformer, Terrax the Tamer, etc. And yes, another freaking Galactus for me to paint. Damn it! I just thought I was done.
No, the world. You're never done with the World Eater, dude. Never.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. But anyway,
yeah, that was a really that was a crazy optical illusion. We couldn't believe it.
Yes, it really was.
Yeah.
But sure enough, the con had their way with Tina, and she is now upstairs convalescing on the couch with a little case of Con Crud.
Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, those places will give it to you, man. That's what they do.
They will. Fan X gonna give it to you.
That's right. Real quick, Vash, I guess, is the character from, or Vash the Stampede is the character from Trigun. That's who that is.
Trigun.
Is that right, Carter? Trigun is Vash. Is she over there? Oh, she went upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the show.
Trigun, exactly right. I'm looking at photos, or not photos, but drawings.
The new
absolutely who they were cosplaying as.
The new series they did last year is very cool. It's like CG but looks traditional, and it's hard to explain. It's a weird combination. It's pretty awesome.
Want me to send you a photo really quick of us at the table?
Yeah, do it.
It's a great action shot of the two people I'm playing against and my confidence level at the time. Here you go, sending it to you right now.
Text or Discord?
Via text.
Okay, no problem.
That was easier.
No problem at all. Oh yeah, look at this. Let's see here. Here we go. Here you go, chat.
There you go.
Yeah, look at all that trivia going on.
All that trivia happening, and that's David Luzader on the far right there, hosting the show. Really, really cool guy.
He's great. He's awesome.
Sit and talk with him for a little bit, and
yeah.
You know, he might be able to pop in every once in a while if we want, and give us some TV trivia questions if we so desire. And we've got plenty of stuff with the game shows I do and the stuff TV Travis doing, but
yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing from him though. He's great.
We could have him on deck for a thing of TV trivia when somebody has to tap out for an episode.
Has to bail. Exactly. Well, excellent. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was a good time.
Other than the Con Crud,
Tina, but other than that, it was a good time.
Speaking of my streaks, the one streak I still have is I've never gotten sick at a con. I don't know why. Yeah. Everyone else around me does. I just don't get it. I wash
your health competition.
I know, and I don't even know why this one happened because I'm not that careful. I wash my hands a lot, and I don't touch my face.
You don't touch your face. That is the key right there. That is the thing you should, if you listen to nothing else.
Yeah.
About protecting yourself from Con Crud. And Teen even wore a mask the second day. She didn't have one the first day, and I think that might have been
when it snuck in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she gets well quick.
She will. I'm sure she will. And yeah.
Well, let's move on to some half asses. All right. Speaking of trivia, let's do a little of that. Let's get Dunaway in here. He has to be here for it. I know he's around. I know he's got things. Thought Scott had a sniffle after BlizzCon. Things. Nope. 9 of 12. Not a single BlizzCon illness. Not once. I couldn't believe it either. I'm telling you,
I wasn't. If it's going to happen, that's where it's going to happen.
That's where it would happen. I hug a lot of people. I shake tons of hands. Like that place is bonkers with the kind of interaction I have. And I would always come home fine. And all my friends would, although Brian hardly ever got sick of BlizzCon either. I noticed you never got sick.
No, I had one. I think I had one. One of the years got sick at BlizzCon, but yeah.
Well, I just got lucky. I feel
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean, all it takes, you don't even have to touch your face. You can just be around somebody. And we hugged so many people at that stuff and shook hands and did so much stuff, with meeting people. Pff, if it happens, it happens, and it happens.
Yeah, it happens. And when it happens, you'll be ready for it.
That's right.
All right, here comes the Dunaway right here. Whoops, that music's quiet. Brian Dunaway, welcome to the program. How are you?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday.
New week.
You know what was great?
Yes.
I'll tell you what was great. We had a great film sack. That was great.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
That was a
yeah,
lot of
the
fun.
Mighty Ducks.
Yep, the Mighty Ducks. Who would have thought the Mighty Ducks would have been a good film sack movie, but it was.
Yeah, there were many ducks given that day.
Yeah, I did have somebody sent me a message offline and said why nothing so far has felt big action, hot action movie summer for us yet, and it kind of is a point. All these movies are kind of, I don't know if they're hot.
Summer just started a week and a half ago. So
Isn't it hot enough? Do you really need big action? We just
Yeah, but our very next movie is like Scarface, which is also a weird fit.
It's true. You know what? I think it was that Randy had this list going together, and then we had
took a month off.
We took a month off. I mean, we had my MS-150 ride. We had my trip to Vegas. So I kind of, if you're going to complain about why we're not having a lot of hot action movies, summer, blame me. But come on, after Scarface and our Scott's Birthday Roundtable episode, we've got RoboCop 3, we've got Transformers from 2007, we've got Army of Thieves, we've got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Can't believe we haven't watched that one already. We've got Ewoks Battle for Endor. Boy, you can't, show me anyone's favorite summer action movie list that doesn't include Ewoks Battle for Endor.
Yeah, they don't exist. It doesn't exist. That's
your mama.
That's a
The
amazing
horrendous
thing.
Ocean's 12, Omega Doom.
Oh, by the way, guys, I found a photo that's been floating around of Keanu Reeves playing for his band. What are they called? Horse Dog or something? What is it?
Nailed it.
Dog
Horse
Star.
Dog.
Dog Star. That's what it is.
Horse Dog better.
Horse Dog's better. I'll put this in our Discord real quick. I think this should start rumors that some sort of Matrix thing is being filmed because he shaved his head and eyebrows. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, look, his eyebrows too. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, that to me looks like Neo
Like
in the
he's
pod.
casting some copper or something. Yeah.
Like if I wouldn't be surprised if he turned around right there and had like a neck hole, with the.
Did we ever get? I'm just trying to think of movies that I've blacked out from the Matrix series, and even the cool stuff that we saw in Animatrix that I'm forgetting. But did we ever get like a movie that showed the actual takeover, and
Just the
putting people
Animatrix
into
stuff. That was it.
yeah, okay.
But they
So
did show it
maybe-
in there. They had a whole thing on the Animatrix of the pod
Of
switch over stuff. Yeah.
Did they? Okay. All right. Well, so maybe maybe that's why he looks like that. Is they're filming a Matrix Day One, kind of like
Day one.
kind of like the Quiet Place Day One.
My guess is it's just him chilling, but I don't. Who knows?
It's hot. He's
I don't
like,
know-
"It's
I don't know-
hot. It's
I don't
so
know
hot,
why-
I'm shaving my eyebrows.
Yeah, that's the
the
thing. Is eyebrow? Your head. I get it. Your eyebrows? I don't know. Something that's like.
Yeah, exactly. Shaving your head. I get that.
Aren't you supposed to be careful with shaving your eyebrows? Can't you
Yeah,
like
'cause
make them
sometimes they
angry and
don't-
they'll never come back?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that true? You'll like stunt them and they won't come. Is that? We
I
need some
definitely
fact
know about
checking.
They
plucking.
grow.
You
They
can't-
grow slower than other
Yeah.
hair on your head and face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plucking
Okay.
them is a bad idea because there's only so many roots in there, right? But yeah, shaving them probably a bad idea too.
All right, this is good to know. I was about to do it. Just kidding. I wasn't.
Well, no,
Yeah.
not once you get over 50, they just start growing really fast. So it doesn't matter. You're good.
No, that's true. I
This
got
is-
more hair up there than I know what to do with. My ear, I trimmed the inside of my ears this morning, and I had just done that 2 days ago. What the freaking hell's going on there?
Transplant that stuff, man.
I
Get
got
you a new hairline.
I got some nipple business I never used to get. Don't know what that's about.
That's some nipple business, do you?
Yeah,
Nipple business.
yeah, nipple hair business.
wow.
I didn't my whole life no nipple hair. Suddenly, boo, little nipple
Well,
hair.
you're hitting that next phase of life.
Yeah, my areola is a hairyola.
Areola.
You know who shaved his eyebrows was Eugene Levy, and now look at them.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my.
look what he
Now
did
look
to
at those
himself.
things,
Yeah.
They grew back thick and luxurious.
Caterpillars on his face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he keeps his change in there. Anyway, let's get to the game here. Brian, you want to explain how this is going to work and who's going to win what and all that?
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
You'll do it. Okay.
Welcome to the Morning Half-Ass is a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you guys the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct and 3 that are incorrect, like Abe Vigoda's eyebrows. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if any of those guesses are wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right gets you a point. Get 2 right gets 3 points. Get 2 right, 3 points.
How many points do I get again?
3 right gets you 5 points.
All right.
Is there anybody out there who doesn't know how this goes? If you get any wrong, you get 0 points for that round. The player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. Contestants will be pulled from members of the Tadpole that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you're playing for Jay Goodrich, a.k.a. Badpour in upstate New York.
Oh.
Bad pour, like
Oh,
bad.
hi, Badpour. Mr. Badpour.
Like,
Oh, hi.
like rain pour or like
he
pour of your
pours,
skin?
I think like he pours drinks badly.
Okay,
Bad
no,
pour.
okay.
Oh, that's like he's a bartender who gives you less than an ounce and a half in the shot that he just poured you.
Right, but not
Oh,
like
he's here. Look at that.
not like
Jay,
plugged
you
up.
can tell us. You can tell us why you're bad pour, by the way.
Yeah, but not like plugged up skin hole. Not that kind of pour, right?
Oh no, P-O-U-R. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
B-A-D-P-O-U-R.
All right.
Mr.
Brian, you're playing for Kevin Martin, who might pour shots just fine in Canton, Georgia.
Mm.
Georgia.
All right.
You're
We like
on my
Georgia.
mind.
Georgia's on my mind as well. This is great. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to our game. I used to make beer under that name, says Jay. All right, cool. Very cool.
All right.
Okay.
Now, what do you make beer under? Your table?
Under dark of night.
Under
Let's get to
duress.
question number 1. Let's start with some sports. Let's pull the sports Band-Aid off really quick here. Which of these are New York Yankee nicknames? Nicknames for players on the New York Yankees. Your choices are boom, the Splendid Splinter, the Sultan of SWAT, the Little Colonel, the Chairman of the Board, the Commerce Comet, and the Big Train. 3 of those are nicknames for New York Yankees.
I love the little colonel, but I ain't picking.
York.
The Little Colonel.
You're the little colonel. Go out there and score a bat point.
I've got a little kernel in my teeth. I should have eaten popcorn.
I did that the other
All
day.
right,
I had a kernel. I had one of those little sliver kernels that you get from eating popcorn that was like so
Oh,
down far into my gum line.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It just digs
I hate
in. It's like, I'm not coming out.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. You guys both settled on the Sultan of SWAT very quickly. Of course,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is Babe Ruth.
We've all watched The Sandlot, and we just talked about it yesterday. If you
Exactly,
don't know
yes.
anything else, you got to know that.
Chairman of the Board. You guys also chose that one. Both of you chose that one. That's Whitey Ford. Yep, he was also a Yankee. The third choice
Damn Yankee.
was the Commerce Comet.
Damn it!
That is Mickey Mantle was the Commerce Comet. Walter Johnson. Scott, you chose the Big Train. That's Walter Johnson. Shares your last name. No wonder you picked him. Totally makes sense. The Splendid Splinter is Ted Williams, and the Little Colonel was Pee Wee Reese.
Oh. Was he a
Neither of
little
those
guy?
last 3 not Yankees.
Was he a little
Yeah, I think
dude?
so.
Okay.
I think Pee Wee
Or
Reese
was he
must have been
ironic?
the-
Wait, did
Was
he
he
have 2
ironically
nicknames or was his first real name Pee Wee?
Oh, yeah, must have had 2 nicknames, right? 'Cause,
Oh, my
Pee Wee
gosh.
Reese. Yeah, I'm sure his first name wasn't really Pee Wee. Yeah.
Man, that's a bummer,
Well, he's-
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
not my
Boy,
first
how
name.
tiny are you, Pee Wee Reese? Oh, can you guys come up with something else? Okay, how about the Little Colonel? Damn it!
Forget it. You know what? Let's go back to Pee Wee.
Yeah. I like you've given him a voice. That's amazing. All right.
Brian going into round 2 with 3 points. Scott with 0. Let's see if we can get some points on the board for Scott with his favorite board game of all time.
Ooh.
Monopoly.
Ugh.
Which of these are Monopoly
suck at
tokens
this.
that were retired in the 1950s? The rocking horse, the cane, the purse, the iron, the lantern, and the martini glass. 3 of these are actual Monopoly tokens that were created and retired in the 1950s.
Oh.
These all feel right and wrong at the same time.
I mean, I feel like I have to go for it.
You got to go for it. Yeah.
One of
Is
these.
that Easy E rap or something there, Brian? It sounds like
No, I
very
just felt
Eazy-E.
very. I felt very. I've been playing some Dreamcast games. And I just feel like you have to yell everything.
Yeah, that's true.
During
That's
that
what they
era.
did back. You're playing Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great game.
Tokyo Yo.
Sliding around on everything.
it was an amazing game.
Yeah.
Magnets.
You guys are both locked in. Scott, you did pick 3. Very good. Brian, you picked just 1. And the one you picked, Brian, was Kane. And that one is incorrect.
Oh,
Scott,
shit.
you also picked that. Rocking horse was retired in the 50s. Lantern. There was an actual lantern piece, and purse was the
I wanna
other
know
real
about-
piece.
Now I want to know about the lantern. Is Monopoly so old that it was pre-electricity?
It was 1950s.
Yeah.
Right, we had
Okay.
there was
Good.
early 1950s. I think that the game was created to.
Boy, they
teach
didn't waste
kids
no time
about
retiring
supply
stuff
and demand.
then. They were starting stuff a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Oh, 1930s says Captain Kipper. I thought it was 1950s. So
Still had electricity then, though.
The board I have on the wall is 1950s, and it does not have a lantern or a purse. It might have a rocking horse though. Martini glass and cane were made up, and iron was just retired more recently.
Yeah, that
in
was recent.
2013.
I played iron before, so I know that one.
Yeah, the flat iron.
There.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get to music for category number 3. Again, Brian has 3 points. Scott has 0 going to the third round. Scott's got to put some points on the board to have a fighting chance. And I think Lady Gaga might give it to him. Which of these are words you'll find in the lyrics of Lady Gaga's Poker Face?
Yeah.
Poker Face.
That's it.
Poker face.
Poker's not on here. Jeez.
Poker nor face nor is not on here. Your choices are moolah, muffin, end, chess, Russian, and spades.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I know.
Effing
Moolah,
no.
Right and wrong.
End, chess, Russian, and spades.
Muffin face.
My moolah muffin and I don't effing know. You know what? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going. I'm just doing.
You got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one makes sense, so I'm putting that one in there.
Okay. Oh, Brian's just going with 1. Scott's going with 3. Scott, so I ain't bluffing with my muffin. You picked muffin. That's right. That's absolutely.
Did you really?
I did.
Yep.
I didn't know it. I guessed, so
Bluffing
don't.
with
You know.
my
And
muffin.
with the Russian, something Russian, did she mention Russian roulette? She mentioned something Russian, and that's another one Scott picked, and it is also correct.
What? Look at Scott killing it.
Well,
And finally, the third one is, spades. So Brian had the one of the 3, spades, muffin, and Russian being the other 2 words you'll find in the lyrics. No moolah, no chess, no end. Bringing our final score, Brian with 4 points, Scott with 0.
damn it, dude! You're kicking my ass lately on this thing.
Yeah, spade made sense. It's the only poker thing in there.
Yeah.
Poker.
Oh, you get one of these. Good job. You can. Congratulations. Tell us, Brian, who won what?
Yeah, congratulations going to Kevin Martin in Canton, Georgia. You're getting a copy of East Side Hockey Manager. It's like your own Mighty Ducks game that you'll be playing right there at home, as well as Observer, which has a little underscore, so it must mean something.
I'm playing Observer right
technology
now.
Robot.
The Observer is a cyberpunk dystopic thing, and it stars the late great Rutger Hauer as the
Oh, really?
as the character, and it's one of the worst acting performances he's ever delivered. But the game is great. Like the
Wow,
game is
cool.
legitimately good, but he's sort of terrible in it. So
Well, Kevin Martin, you're getting a copy of both of those games, courtesy of our friends in the Tadpool. But don't worry, Jay Goodrich and Bad Poor, who I think is actually here in the chat room. Excuse me, you're getting a copy of Devil's Hunt. Devil's Hunt.
I don't know what Devil's Hunt is.
That sounds familiar, though. I think we've covered that one.
We must have.
Devil's
I don't
Hunt.
remember it. It's vaguely familiar, but I'm sure it's good, and he's also a winner. Everyone's a winner. Congratulations.
Everyone's a winner.
Congratulations.
Good.
You're all winners. Dunaway, you're especially a big winner, and as a big winner, you get to come back Wednesday and try this all over again. How's that feel?
Oh, so we'll be playing something else. We'll be trying to guess what the hell the Tadpool guessed.
Yeah,
That's right.
it'll be a little bit
Yeah.
different. And between then
That's
and
my
now,
favorite.
you can play a lot of Jet Set Radio between now and then, and that's great.
There you go.
I wish
Nothing
you-
wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I wish
Got
you
my
nothing but the
Dreamcast
best.
out, my Japanese, my Japan import
Yeah.
Nice.
Dreamcast. Very excited.
You're,
It's not blue like the PAL versions that
Hmm.
Scott recently discovered. But
Oh yeah, I always forget that they had a different
Orange.
swirl color in every territory. That was weird.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Huh.
They used to do with names, so Mega Drive in Europe, Genesis here, but in this case, it was just Dreamcast swirl color.
And I'll be playing Jet Grind Radio because I'm in North America, and apparently Tony Hawk's gaming has some influence. It's like Jet Set Radio. No, Jet Grind Radio.
Jet Grind Radio. Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting they did that too. And then in Europe, they called Tony Hawk Pro
Tony
Skater.
Hawk skateboarding.
Yeah, Tony Hawk skateboarding. So lame, dude.
Banana boarding.
Yeah, it's real dumb. Anyway, you're not dumb though, and we love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. All right, there's that. Hey, we're gonna jump into one news story. All right, one, and it's gonna go like this. Time for the one news story you need today. Brought to you by
some Brian Trivia, or Triva, I think is
Triva.
A crepuscular animal becomes active at what time?
Yep.
What time of day is a crepuscular animal? Well, nocturnal is night. I don't know what daytime, if there's a term for during the day, but then you've also kind of got dusk and dawn too, but I wonder if there's anything that has those short periods of time that they're active. I'm going to say during the day, just crepuscular during the day.
Crepuscular.
You got it exactly right, that name. Nicely done.
Cool.
Crepuscular.
Did I get the answer? Did I get the answer?
Let's find it if you got their answer right. What'd you say it again? Sorry. Daytime,
I
you said?
during the day, yeah.
Let's find out if that's correct. Is it correct? No, the answer is at dusk. It's at dusk.
It is at dusk. Okay. All right. So like deer and stuff like that, possibly. I know we see a lot of, like, that's when they tend to run across the road and we hit them.
They're so dumb. Deer sometimes. They're so dumb.
Yeah.
I watched a deer in a video run across a road, slam into the front of a McDonald's, and then run across the road again to the other side. Like, what are they doing? What are they even up to? It's so weird.
That was a McDouble right there is what he did.
Yeah, it was. Quick story here. This is what life's like in North Korea. North Korea executed a man for distributing K-pop. Oh man.
Oh no.
Yeah. You can't walk around with the BTS distribution.
Oh right, because that's only South Korean is the K-pop.
Yeah.
Right? North Korean. Yeah.
Although the rumor is that Kim Jong-un loves the K-pop. But
really? Oh well.
Can't let his people listen to it.
I love the BTS. The BTS and the Blackpink really do it for me.
Yeah,
says
he's into
Kim
it.
Jong-un.
Says his weird squatty self. Anyway, this is from this is a report from some defectors. A 22-year-old North Korean was publicly executed for watching and sharing South Korean films and music. A new report claims, highlighting Pyongyang's desperate attempts to stem the flow of outside information and culture. I don't know how they do that in a day like this, or a day and time. I guess you just shut off all internet. You
have your own internet that you can't go to any sites that aren't approved by dear leader.
Yeah. It's crazy. According to an unnamed defector's testimony, the young man from South Hwanghae province, I believe is how you'd say that, was publicly executed in 2022 for listening to 70 South Korean songs, watching 3 films, and distributing the media. Falling foul of the North Korean law adopted in 2020 that bans reactionary ideology and culture. I'm sure that is a very broad blanket they have installed there.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Anything they want can fall under that. Yeah.
The report details extensive efforts by North Korean authorities to control outside information flow, especially targeting the youth. Other instances of crackdowns include punishments for reactionary practices such as brides wearing white dresses, grooms carrying the bride, wearing sunglasses, or drinking alcohol from wine glasses. This is all seen as South Korean customs and beyond, because some of this stuff.
Wow. Sorry, Baz Luhrmann, you are not free to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, you're done. You're sorry. You're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, there's your big story, and we you hope for a future where North Korea can finally just fully collapse and join normalcy. That would be great.
Right, exactly.
Pretty effed up over there. Brian, we're going to take a break. When we come back from this break, we're going to be with Bobby because Steven had a thing, and Bobby very nicely stepped into his shoes today. And it was nice of him for 2 reasons. 1, just doing it, but 2, he's on his way to some mountain getaway for a few days.
Oh, so it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Yeah, so we're going to get him before he goes, and you're going to play a song before any of that happens.
I am. This will get you all in the mood for some science. How about an artist who might have some echoes of Goldfrapp and Bat for Lashes? This is an artist named Peyton Shea. She's got a brand new single called Lonely Chapstick. Her forthcoming EP is called Daydream Police. It's going to come out this summer. But you're going to get to hear this now. She is an aspiring alt pop artist from a small town outside of Los Angeles. And she recorded her first breakup song in middle school, didn't we all? She hasn't looked back since. This is the brand new song. It's Lonely Chapstick. Here is Peyton Shea.
Hey, Taki, you want to start another game?
You mean Mahjong? I don't know. Sounds like a good idea, but the fact is I'm a little hard up right now. Think you better find yourself another sucker.
I don't think I could find a bigger sucker than you. See you later.
This is beneath me.
And we've returned. Tell me who that was one more time so I can go buy that whole damn album.
You bet. That's Peyton Shea and her brand new song, Lonely Chapstick. Like I said, her forthcoming EP is called Daydream Police, comes out this summer, and it's produced by Adam Castilla and mastered by John Greenham, who did Billie Eilish, Girl in Red, and Gracie Adams albums. So nice little pedigree on that one. Peyton Shea is the artist.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bobby
Good stuff.
incoming. Let's get some science happening.
Yeah.
Got to learn something today. We can't just have a show. We have to learn.
Learn. You'll learn.
To make that happen, we got to play this.
There's still something wrong.
No, the wrong one. Why is that in that place?
Science!
There we go.
Bob is hungry, and the soup looks good.
It surely does. Bobby Frankenberger joining us 2 weeks in a row because he's nice, and he decided to help us out today by stepping in for Steven, who had a thing. Bobby, welcome back. It's good to have you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, having you is better than not having you or something like
sure.
that. Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's very nice to see you. You're on your way to the mountains, and so we appreciate you taking time out of your mountain driving to be here.
I appreciate you taking my time because we're literally going to be leaving to drive. Like, as soon as I'm done here, we're getting in the car and going. And that means that I don't have to pack anything into the car because Stephanie's doing it right now.
Oh.
Nicely done. Wow. So not only do we save you having to pack any audio equipment to do this remotely, but Stephanie's doing all the real heavy lifting.
That's
nice.
right. That's right.
That's great. Well, I'm glad you could do it. Did we catch you at a time where you have some science information you'd like to share with
I've
the
always
children?
got science. I'm always reading science stuff. So I just thought of the most recent thing I'd read that was interesting to me. And
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Excellent.
So a lot of the stuff lately that I've been reading is like depressing end of human times stuff, like
oh no. Okay.
like bird flu, like how the US is having a terrible response to the bird flu that's happening right now. Hurricane Beryl is making everyone scared.
We're now in the era of we're out of decent names for hurricanes, aren't we? We're just going to call
Beryl.
Okay.
Barrel.
So we can say things like barreling toward us and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lame.
So I thought I'd pick something that was a little bit more uplifting and something that people can take home and improve their lives with, and that is a paper that was just published on July 2nd, so less than a week ago, that in the Frontiers in Veterinary Science, and it's about nailing down why it is that your cats are always scratching, like when they are aggressively scratching your furniture, what it is that's really causing them to do that and what we can do about it. Because I am a former cat owner. Brian, I know that you have cats, and have you ever had cats that are like it's a problem how they scratch furniture?
Yeah, and we put tape on the corner of that, like you get some packing tape and kind of put it on the corner of it because they don't like that feeling, and that tends to work for a while. But but it gets irritating when you've got furniture now that has an edge that you can't have forward for when company comes over. You got to kind of turn things or put a blanket over it or something. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So what these researchers were able to find out, so it was it was based on survey data. It was an It's funny to say that it was an international collaboration. It makes it sound like a huge like they're studying black hole data from across the universe or something. Right. But they did surveys from French cat owners. So maybe this only applies to French cats. I don't know. They surveyed a bunch of cat owners in France and asked about the undesirable scratching behaviors that their cats have. You know, how much they're doing, where they're doing it. And then also things about the environmental situation there in the home, and just a bunch of stuff to try to see what they can figure out. And they narrowed down some correlations and found some factors that they think are influencing cat scratching behavior. And there are 4 main things that they talked about. First, the biggest thing actually is children in your home seems to be a very big contributor to to cats having a great. Now, let me say before I go too much further into this, these factors that I'm going to list, and they made a point to say this, these factors are not, it doesn't mean that if you have these factors present that your cats are going to have aggressive scratching behavior. It's just like, it's, if they do, there's a good chance that some or one of these things are at play. And it was more of an exploration of what causes scratching. This scratching behavior is normal for a cat, so that's normal. But we're talking about like aggressive scratching behavior, like that they're really going, like where you have the corners of your chairs and couch
tatters. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And before we even get too far into the whys, or maybe you've already planned on answering this, do we know if it's if they do it generally for protection, for like sharpening their claws because they feel threatened? Because I know you're about to talk, like you said, children in the home are a cause of that. Do they see the kids as a threat that they need to defend themselves from?
No, actually, so scratching behavior is typically a stress reliever for cats.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why cats do it anyway. Everybody needs to relieve stress sometimes, but if a cat, one of the things that they know is that when cats are aggressively scratching furniture and stuff around the house, it's almost certainly because there's something going on in that cat's life, mental health, that is causing them a lot of stress. Sure. And so that's where you want to start when you're thinking about it. So children in the home, the reason children in your home are stressful for a cat is they do make a point to say that it's not fully understood, but there are some things that these experts think they're leading hypotheses for why children, simply having children present in your home would cause stress for a cat. First, well, let's say that having children in your home causes stress for humans as well.
Sure,
but,
sure. Yeah. I scratch. That's what I do when I had little kids. I was scratching everything up. That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still dealing with that.
Clipping his nails and yeah, sure.
So small children have really unpredictable behavior and movements and loud noises, and cats don't like unpredictability in general. Cats are very, as a cat owner, I'm sure you can relate to this, Brian. Cats like routine. And for so, sure. Yeah. And they like things to be predictable. They have their places that they like to be at certain times of the day, and they have things that they like to do, and they like routine. And children in the house make that hard.
They throw everything into chaos. Yes.
Right. Children can handle cats really roughly, like young children, and that can be stressful for cats. They can invade their cats. Cats are also very territorial. Not like aggressively territorial, at least house cats aren't, but it's still baked into their like evolution, right? That they like their space, they have safe spaces, they have what the researchers in this paper called core territories. And so children can invade a cat's core territories, and that can cause a lot of stress for the cats. So they say that one thing you can do if you have children and you have cats with aggressive scratching behavior is really focus on teaching your kids to respect the cats, like have certain spaces that the cats have that's their place, and kids know don't invade that, especially when the cat's there. Leave them alone,
Yeah. 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 Like if the cat's over here on the perch, you don't touch the cat. You let
Exactly.
the cat's safe space.
Is any of this tied to other pets? Like dog, you got a dog too, and the cat just freaking loses it. Because we have a cat and then 3 dogs, and it does stress the cat out. But he also doesn't scratch anything, so I don't know what his deal is. He's
Well,
an enigma.
sometimes. So one of the things that they talked about with cats is that it seems that the cats seem to have maybe not a predisposition toward aggressive scratching behavior, but there are definitely some cats that seem to have personalities or predispositions toward being way more chill, right? And so that could be what it is that some cats just, they don't get stressed out as much. Just like humans. Some people don't, there are some people who have anxiety disorders and some people who don't. That could be something that is a factor likely at play for cats. Another thing, this is something that I thought was really interesting, was play behavior with cats. They found that both high levels and low levels of play for a cat can cause them to be can get them stressed out.
Too much play. Interesting.
Yeah, and I hear it's like if you're playing with something that they can't get, like laser pointers, that causes stress in cats because they don't get closure, right? It's like if you pull a string, they can catch the string they can pull, and they get closure on that. You play with a laser pointer and you just stress out your cat because you're giving them something they will never get.
Exactly. That's what I thought was really interesting. I didn't know that about cats. Cats play behavior originates from hunting behavior, right? And again, if you're a cat owner, that's really obvious. Because you might have like the feather on a stick thing or whatever, and whenever you wiggle it around, the cat'll hide up behind a piece of furniture and peek its head out and pounce, right? Like like hunting behavior.
Yeah.
But like you said, with a laser pointer, they'll chase it around and everything, but if they don't get that sort of satisfaction of a successful hunt, then it can be incredibly stressful for a cat.
In their mind now, there's a little red dot that is still somewhere in this house,
right?
That has somehow managed to get behind the electrical plate or under the closet door or something. And
right. Yeah. So you need to engage and play with your cats that result. Let the Wookie win.
Right.
So
yeah.
You got to let them successfully catch something at least some of the time. So that they can feel, I like how you put it, that closure, like, okay, this activity is done. I've successfully completed the hunt.
Yes.
I
will now grab the mouse with both front paws and kick with my back legs and shred this thing. Yeah.
It's funny though, because we domesticate the hell out of these things, right? And we forget that they're always going to have these primal bits, and some of them are confused. Like, I see my dogs do things sometimes where I'm like, you're not a wolf, all right? Calm down.
Yeah, right.
And in every other way, she shows no...
on the back of their
they
going up.
They do stuff that's just built into them. And cats are not going to be any different. We're no different. We do it too, Whatever your nature
exactly.
is.
It's important to remember that the behavior, when we talk about stress, we like to personify our pets and think about how else would we think about all these sort of behaviors that our pets have and think about it through the lens of our human experience, right?
Right.
But like you said, these are all evolved behaviors from when before they were domesticated. And so stress for an animal means something else. Stress is a very primal sort of ancient psychological, almost physiological response that's about survival. And so stress in an animal, and honestly really stress in humans as well, comes from a place of trying to make you survive. And so it will come in the presence of things that the animal is perceiving, at least somewhere deep down in this evolutionary history that they have, is perceived as something that's not right with the environment, that's going to lead to them having a difficult time surviving. So hunting play is a perfect example of that. They need to, if they're not successfully hunting something, it's going to cause them stress, which will then motivate them to engage in behavior that will hopefully lead them to have successful hunting activity, or it just is a physiological response that's hopefully going to keep them alive longer, or who knows?
Right.
But the point is, that's how we have to think about it, right? That their stress is different than ours. They're not thinking about things in the same way that we do. So you have to think, why is a cat stressed? Why is a dog stressed? And the reasons that your cat and your dog are stressed are probably different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and then they're both different from us. So
yeah,
was,
I know it stresses her cat out when one of the dogs eats that cat's food. That's pretty stressful.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Or when that cat takes a dump on the floor and then I yell at it for an hour. That would stress it out. Not dump. She barfs. She'll barf, but not, or he'll barf.
Yeah.
He never poops.
It's funny that you bring that up, Scott, because they mentioned in this paper things toward the end of it, things that you can do, like what they're learning from this and things that you can do to help your cat. I mentioned some of them already, but one of them was not to use what psychologists call positive punishment, which is introducing some stimuli in order to correct a behavior. So. Or to reduce a behavior. So yelling at an animal would be positive punishment. Yelling at an animal whenever they do something you don't want them doing.
Yeah.
But also, like spraying a cat with a water bottle whenever they're scratching the couch. That's not good. That's just going to make them more stressed.
Right.
And make them want to scratch more because of to de-stress.
Right, because again, exactly. If we think back why they're doing the scratching to begin with, if it's because of stress, then it's counterproductive. They said that putting scratching posts in front of the place where they're scratching that you don't want them to is a really great way to do it. It's letting them engage in that stress relieving behavior, but they're not doing it to the thing that you don't want them to do it to.
Yeah. We get those boxes. They're like little flat cardboard boxes with kind of corrugated, basically the side of cardboard laid next to each other. So basically the inside of the box looks like the side of cardboard, a bunch of it. And they kind of occasionally care about it. But if you put catnip on that thing, my God, they go to town and scratch the hell out of it. It mellows them out with the catnip, and then they're de-stressing from the scratching thing. So that's the way to get them to use it if they're not using it.
Yeah.
And then the last few things that they mentioned were providing safe hiding spots for your cat, especially elevated ones. Those cat perches and houses that sit on top of those towers are really great. Cats love those.
Yeah.
And again, if you have a cat and you have one of those, they like to spend a lot of time in there. And also play with your cat every day, and at regular routine, like regular times every day is even better. I mean, it's maybe not necessary, but they like routine. So if they know to
schedule,
cats are different than well, I mean, dogs like routine too, but I feel like dogs are way more take it as it comes kind
adaptable.
of
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, we're not going for a walk right now. Oh, but we'll probably go in a couple minutes. Okay, cool. All right, go.
Right.
Depends on the breed, I suppose. But there are some, what always blows my mind is the little yippy ones that are about the size of your fist. That they think they're going to destroy the world. They're just so...
Napoleon complex.
Yeah. And then you got freaking...
some Chihuahuas.
Giant Great Dane who couldn't be sweeter. It's so funny to me how that works out.
It's just a defensive thing. The Great Dane doesn't get angry because it doesn't have to.
Nope,
But the Chihuahua always feels like it's in danger of I don't know, a leaf falling off of a tree and landing on it. And
I remember when I was researching breeds of dogs because we wanted to get a dog for Zoe, my daughter, when she was only like 2.5, and that's what everything we read said was if you've got little kids, the bigger the dog, like if that's what you're worried about, the bigger the dog, the better. Because the bigger it is, the calmer it tends to be.
It seems to be so counterintuitive, but it's true. And like even when Izzy was a sort of part of the extended family, she had great big, what are they called? Everyone's afraid of them.
Pit bull terrier.
Yeah. Sweetest
they really
animal,
are,
especially with babies.
I wish if we would kept their regular name or use their regular name, Staffordshire Terriers. I think people would be less prone to be afraid of them.
Yeah. And that dog, when fireworks would go off, that dog would lose it. Get into a corner, shake like a leaf. So like the big dogs are just the big softies. It's all in our heads. Well, Bobby, this is great. I think when you go up to the mountain, you should feel good about yourself. Okay, about what you've done. You've shared information. We've learned something. And please tell people where they can learn more with you and Moira on your little cool show you do.
Well, I've got a little cool show called All Around Science, and it's a weekly science podcast. We talk about science, stuff going on in the news, or just whatever we might be interested in at the time. Coming up soon, we're going to have because we're going to, both me and my co-host happen to be going on vacation at the same time. We're having some back-to-back listener questions episodes that we already recorded, where we're just mailbag type episodes, But the one that came out just yesterday was about taste buds. Our very own BioCow here sent us a question actually that inspired me to do a whole feature on taste buds. But he was talking about what happens. I guess his wife was thinking about snipping off a swollen taste bud and said, should she do that?
I've never had one. I don't think a swollen taste bud. I don't think that's ever happened to me. Is that a thing? Is that a common thing? Or
It happens. Have you ever had you might have had one and not known it. Have you ever had like a swollen spot on the side of your tongue?
Yeah.
Usually like a canker or
just
something.
came from like I accidentally bit it or something. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It could be that was why it's swollen in the first place.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're prone to get the first thing I'll give you a teaser to the episode is that those aren't actually taste buds. Those are what are called papilla. Taste buds you can't see.
I don't like the name papilla at all. Papilla's gross.
Yeah, taste buds way cooler to say.
Papilla.
But
Papilia, papa, all those P words. I don't like them. I'll say this though. Somebody told me once that so they had cow tongue, right? Cows have taste buds. They're a little different than ours.
Yeah.
This is gross. He scraped the taste buds off of the cooked cow tongue to see if the taste buds would taste different because they're taste buds. Does that make he was kind of high, I think, at the time, but also
who did this?
It's a friend of mine in Arizona. I will not name names. If I name names, I'll be in trouble. But he thought
don't get that guy. Don't ask that guy where baby oil comes from.
No, he'll go down a path. We don't want him on that path. Well, Bobby, I hope your trip is a fun one, a safe one. The kids have a good time. Stephanie has a good time putting all that luggage in the car, and we can't wait to hear back from you next time right here on your segment on TMS.
See you next week.
Bye now.
See you,
Why won't he close? Hold on a second. Something's
Hurry,
weird.
let me go on vacation.
Something's jacked. Oh, okay, there we go.
I mean, I was gonna say you could hang up, Bobby, but by the way, let me say something before we get a bunch of emails. I guess it's something that I'd always thought was right, but Staffordshire Bull Terriers are similar, same ancestry as the American Pit Bull Terrier, but way different in size by margins of like 6 to 8 inches.
Bigger or smaller?
25 to 35 pounds. American Pit Bull Terriers are way bigger
okay.
than the English Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
But similar features and all that. They kind of look the same.
Similar features. They tried to remarket the pit bulls several years ago and just changed their names to the American Bull Terrier, but that didn't seem to help things.
Well, to give you an example, I love this photo. This is when Van was born.
Yeah.
And look at this picture.
They are the sweetest dogs.
This is the cutest shot here. Put it in Discord. Oops. There we go. She just
Staffordshire. Thank you.
She loved that baby.
Aww.
She protected him. If anything, she would only get aggressive if anyone looked like they were aggressive toward the baby. So she was just the biggest sweetie. She's still doing great though. She lives they had to put her in sent literally to a farm upstate, but it was an actual place that has pit bulls running around everywhere.
It always sounds like such a fake, like, well, let's just tell them they went to a farm upstate.
She's a happy dog. Okay, Brian, we're done. Here's the thing. Today, there's one more show people want to tune in for. Today, live at 4 p.m., we'll be doing the Monday show. Me and Carter will be on there. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about there. Hopefully, our sunburn.
You need those scorpions?
Yep, Scorpion Day.
Yeah.
Right here still
gonna
somewhere.
Rock you like a hurricane, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's, the guitarist will have 2 necks on his guitar. Let's see. Yeah, so they're here still. I felt like I almost decided to fake a crustacean allergy so I wouldn't have to eat these, but I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
Mike Pacholik didn't send them for nothing, I suppose.
Are they crustaceans or arachnids?
They say
I don't know why I always thought that they were arachnids.
They say crustacean on here, but I'm only going off this package. It says crustacean allergy warning. If you have a crustacean allergy warning, you do not eat this. It's basically it. So I don't know.
Okay.
Are scorpions? They're like, so that puts them in like the crawdad kind of family, I guess, or whatever, right? Because those.
According to Wikipedia, scorpions are predatory arachnids of the order Scorpionis.
Weird. Our allergy advice: crustaceans.
But they do have a shell, so if you're allergic to things like crab and stuff that does have a shell, you're probably allergic. Like what do they call that? Not seafood allergy, but a shelled animal exoskeleton. No, there's like some term for the allergy that comes with food that has carapaces.
Yeah, it's weird. Like.
Shellfish allergy. Thank you. Jeez Louise. Isn't there a fish something shell?
You know what's worse about this? What's worse about it is it would even be better if you just said insect, but knowing that they're arachnid adjacent or even in the family, it's even worse. I do not want to eat this.
I know
today.
exactly. Would you rather eat again, he's like, I guess I could force myself to eat something that's crawdad like. Nope, it's like a spider, Scott.
Yeah.
It's like a spider with armor.
Chat's right. It's like eating a Zerg. It's true.
Yeah, it really is.
Don't eat Zerg.
You're gonna have a Zerg rush in your mouth.
Yeah, man. Can't wait. Anyway, that'll be at 4 p.m. tonight. So come check us out at frogpants.tv. Everything else is at frogpants.com/TMS for our show. And don't forget that the store sale will continue for a while. That's at frogpants.com/store, or just go to frogpants.com. It's right up there. It's right there. It's just right there.
Right there.
Click it. You're in. You're done. Yeah, and a lot of the stuff we're shipping aren't even charging shipping. That's how cheap this is. So come be part of the cheapness. Brian, let's do a song to get us out. What do you got?
Yeah, Derek wrote in, said, "Hey, Brian and Salt, I'm going to be meeting up with my online D&D buddies for the first time for the week of July 7th through the 13th to hopefully wrap up our 5+ year campaign. I'm going to be flying down from Edmonton, Alberta to visit them at a beach house in Gulf Shores, Alabama." Sounds awesome. I'm likely going to melt from the heat and humidity, but I'm super excited to meet these people who I've become good friends with. Could you play something Alabama or a D&D related for me? I'm nervous and anxious, but can't wait to see them. Thanks for all the great stuff you both give to us all on a daily basis. Could you please play a random 7-second sound clip, Scott?
7 seconds.
Kuma the Goliath Rogue.
Good
yes,
gosh.
You heard that right.
All right. 7. Let's find one here. 7 seconds. This one's close. No, that's point 0.7. I need 7.
Your search thing doesn't sort anymore by, or it sorts. You can sort by length, but it doesn't let you say, just give me the ones that are between 6 and 8 seconds.
No, it's only going to give me file sizes, so it's doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do the one that's close that you found.
All right, let's do. Well, that's too long. Man, none of these are okay. Hold on. We're going to do this. We're going to make it work. All right, how about this one?
Gentlemen of the council, we will meet immediately at Chocham's chair in Thunder Forest. What's wrong now?
There you go. That was exactly 7 seconds, by the way.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, there you go, Derek. Hope you enjoyed that. Listen, songs about Alabama. There's a very famous one I'm just not going to go to because we've all heard it, and we've heard about your sweet home there, and we don't need to hear any more of your retort against Neil Young's Southern Man. But and one that's lesser known but should be more well known in my opinion because I think it's a far superior song, was written by John Prine back in the early 70s, and it's a song called Angel from Montgomery. It's been covered by everybody, including Bonnie Raitt. The version that we're going to hear right now is by the Old Crow Medicine Show. They included on a tribute to John Prine back in 2010. This is such a great song. If you saw the TV show Ozark, this is the song that closes out. I think that closes out the whole series, or at least is in that final episode. Here is Angel from Montgomery, performed by the Old Crow Medicine Show.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.